the shadows of the mind where secrets hide. We dive into the dark where truth collides. Forensic minds unravel the twisted thread. True crime tales from the living and the dead. Why did they do it? To help, for love and anger, or insane? Who will remember them? Who is to blame? The victims deserve justice. The guilty should be until the end of time. Echoes of the past in every crime.
All right, everybody, I'm back, but not for long, okay? It's going to be really fast. Hey, John Smith, how are you? Can I invite you to hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up, please? Hey, Lady of Angels, good morning. I have found a gem, an authentic gem, and she goes by the name Legal Lioness. Have you guys seen her or heard of her? Wow, she's amazing. Okay, now then, she is a copyright attorney. Okay, hey Zelda, good to see you. She is a copyright attorney, and she has now weighed in on Wawin and John. Okay, so I thought this is going to be so great because here is a person who knows the law, knows it well. So let me make sure that you can hear her. Let's take a quick little listen to Legal Lioness and see what her thoughts are on this ridiculous, historically accurate event in the true crime world where Lauren, who has turned out, in my opinion, to be the least honest person that I have seen on YouTube, and John Matthias, who seems completely unethical when it comes to his YouTube content and Patreon content. Let's see what she has to say about Wawin, the person who is just here for the victims. She's here for the victims. That's why she does true crime. It's for the victims.
She has built her reputation. This is Lauren from Hidden True Crime. She's built her reputation on claiming that the reason why she advocates for true crime stories is because she only is concerned about the families of the victims. If she was concerned about the family of the victims, she wouldn't have copyright struck the video. And it's quite clear, if you know the history, the reason she copyright struck the video was to take it down because she didn't like the things that Kay and Keisha were saying about her, not because she was really worried about the copyright issue. Yes. Now, Kay and Keisha could have left the video, they could have uploaded the video and just removed that particular part or edited that particular part. So when my other channel got struck and there was a particular part where I showed a video of somebody and they were talking, what I did was I kept them talking and I just edited in, I think it was a video clip of snakes. So I was, and YouTube allowed that second version to go up while the first version was busy being debated. So anyway, it horrifies me on so many levels, but as a copyright attorney, the fact that somebody would misuse the process, clearly she was misusing it because she didn't want Kay and Keisha's criticism of her to be out there in the public. And it's clearly the reason if you take the whole history of everything, and you can disagree with me if you want. But yeah, so if you know of
I want to be really clear about this too. I don't believe that Lauren was trying to stop Kresha and Kay's criticism, right? I think this is a fine point, a nuanced point, but I think it is a very important point. I don't think that she was trying to stop the criticism. I think she was, Kay and Kresha were not specifically criticizing Lauren, right? I think what was real and exact is that Lauren was in a panic, okay? And the reason for the panic was this, in my opinion. You can easily discount when someone says something mean about you, has criticism of you, you can discount that with your own story, with your own set of details, correct? That wasn't what was scaring her and Matthias. What was scaring her and Matthias was that she was aware that she built her channel on the perceived bonding with the victims' families. That people believed and trusted she and John because Colby Ryan trusted her, because Kay and Larry were seen with Lauren. To Lauren, those victims are a stamp of approval. That's the golden stamp of approval that she can then upload a video online and say, hey, don't worry about getting your information from all these other YouTube channels because we're the ones that are in tight with the family. We're going to have the inside scoop. We're going to have the facts that no one else has. So you better come over and listen to us first. She said those words completely in exactly that same semantic. So what she was hiding was the fact that she had created an illusion that in fact she wasn't in tight with Kay and Larry and Colby and all the others, that she is just a regular reporter, if you will. That's what she was. To me, that was the kiss of death. The kiss of death was, wow, this lady has lied to us and presented herself in a way that is categorically not accurate. And what Hella, Christina, side body Sarah, Janice Ballet Flats, all the people, Lindsay, all the people that have said this is so wrong what this woman is doing. This is so wrong what Lauren is doing. And they came forward and they said, let us give you the truth about actually who this lady is, what makes her tick. And I think that was the fear. It wasn't the fear to be criticized. Come on, please. Don't reporters get criticized all the time? All the time, right? Do you think that Lauren was proud of herself when she was a funeral tourist? When she's running around outside of that church and acting like Molly Golightly, like, oh, bomb, a boom, explosion. No, she wasn't proud. She knew she was being ridiculous. Investigative reporters, in my opinion, they don't care if they get criticized. They're intrusive. They have to be intrusive if they're trying to break not information that nobody else has, right? They're intrusive. They don't know any limits or boundaries. They'll happily lie to get information that they need. No, she's not worried about being criticized. Not in that simplistic manner. I think it was the cover up. The cover up was, don't let the cat out of the bag that I'm a liar. don't let the cat out of the bag that the person that you see on camera, the person right here in front of you, is not the same person once the camera goes off. And we have learned that. For example, Lauren seems to be drunk a lot. Now, am I in a position to say she has a problem drinking? Of course not. I'm not around her 12 hours a day or 24 hours a day. I don't know if she has a problem with it. There are a lot of people that say that she has a pill problem, including herself. She said that she lost her anchor job, a coveted position that very few people ever realize. She became an anchor and she got fired because of her Xanax use. Her story, her facts, she's the one that came on and said it. I think she wrote it in a book. So is that what happens? She kind of gets a little sauced up before she turns the camera on, and then the sky's the limit, what she'll say. It's all just about creating an illusion for the hidden gems that they think she's one person, but in reality, she's different. For example, the hidden gems will tell you all the time. They'll say how Lauren cares so much about the victims. She cares so much. She's so dedicated, right? Okay, but none of them stop to say, but why are you always on Grayson's sofa? Why is it, if you care so much about being a mom and being a wife, why are you ever with your children or your child? Like what? Why does John, if John is this elite, wonderful psychologist, Princeton psychologist, which he's not. He did not get his PhD from Princeton. He has never worked at Princeton. He is not a Princeton psychologist. But nevertheless, he's upheld as this esteemed professional psychologist, but he doesn't work. He doesn't work. He sits around cataloging his own personal home library. That's his life. He's taking care of the little boy, which is wonderful. And that's okay. I don't have a problem. Sometimes the woman makes more money, sometimes the man. It's none of my business. But if your choice is to be a stay-at-home dad and to work on your personal library of books in the world of, the internet and artificial intelligence, well, then be proud of that. Don't lie to people. Don't say, I have over 500 evaluations that I've done. I'm a certified court expert. Don't lie about it. Now we find out really about the only job he's ever really had was a nonprofit. Well, I don't know if you guys know this, but nonprofits don't pay very much money. They don't pay any money. Okay, so then what's the story, John? You've done a handful of evals. You were not certified as an expert. You worked at a wilderness camp. I'm going to tell you straight up, I don't know a single psychologist right now in today's world that would put their signature on a single document from one of these camps. Because really all it is an unregulated prison for children. That's really all they are. They're designed to be that way. They're using punishment and coercive control rather than what we know works, which is reinforcement. So here's what we know, okay? He could not compete against Jody Hildebrandt. Jody Hildebrandt, by his own description, was admittedly his competition for psychological referrals. And he couldn't compete with her. She was getting all the work. Well, excuse me for living, but I don't think you're a very good psychologist if Jody Hildebrandt is owning you professionally. Then he says, I've got over 500 hours. We find out, no, it was like 2. And neither of those was he certified. Then then we're told, oh, he's this esteemed psychologist, therapist working with people at a nonprofit where basically you're working for them to help them out. Like I have somebody that I give 6 hours a week of my time, I don't get paid for. I'm just helping out because they can't afford to hire a psychologist. So their the name of their channel, Hidden. Is that what this is all about? That you guys are just big fat frauds? Is that what this is about? Weird, isn't it? It's very, very weird. Is that who he evaluated? Misbehaving teens. Yes, Getty Nona. Those were his that we know about, his evaluations where his report was admitted into the docket, into the evidence. He worked at wilderness camps, and he was also trying to get referrals for his private practice. His private practice were referrals, but Jody Hildebrandt was getting all of the work. He wasn't getting any of the work. Oh, guys, here we go. Are you ready for this little nugget? Lauren Matthias, before she became a phenomenal YouTubeist, she was a life coach. She was a life coach working with who? Why, in John Matthias's private practice, of course. And they could not get any patients. John, are you in Las Vegas? I don't know if you're paying attention or not, John, but there might be a lot of gambling and addiction problems in Las Vegas. Just a guess on my part. They're so hidden that it is very difficult to get a real handle on what's real and what's not real. But for certain, Legal Lioness now answers that legal question, Trisha of Web Sleuths. Lauren Matthias, whoever is giving her legal advice, Pace, her brother, who doesn't know what the hell he's doing, clearly, who employed a fake attorney for more than a year. He has advised her that she owned the copyright of someone's personal pictures. And Kresha had already made videos with those pictures. You guys need to go watch Legal Lioness, her videos. Amazing. I am begging you. Please subscribe to her. Please give her a thumbs up. We need more authentic professionals in this sphere. When someone says, I am a professional psychologist, shouldn't that equate to I have worked as a psychologist? Like, wouldn't you hope that if someone claims to be an attorney, that they know attorney stuff, or a psychologist knows psychologist stuff? Wouldn't you hope for that? I do. So copyright attorney, absolutely critical, needed in this community. We need her. So please go over, watch the video. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Subscribe, give her the thumbs up, tell her that Jules said hello, and let's really try to get her channel moving. Okay. Because this is, it's so important. Okay. All right. And then in full self-disclosure, because I want to be authentic. I want to be honest in what I do. I want to be the person here that I am offline. I don't want to ever get caught in one of those uncomfortable, messy types of situations. The video that Lauren and John did, where he took the Nick Reiner case and he turned it into this partial statement on shame, personality disorder, or narcissistic personality disorder. Shame generally shows up in narcissistic personality disorder and borderline personality disorder. It plays out differently in each of those two, but it's very powerful in each of those two. I liked portions that he's commenting on shame and the power that it has and how it drives us and motivates us for certain things. I think he was exactly right about some of that. Where I think he went terribly wrong, theoretically, is the drive that he seems to have that would place the blame at the feet of Rob Reiner. That somehow the parents, Rob and his wife, and even maybe the grandfather, Carl, that they were responsible for Nick's discontent, for his struggles from the time he was a child all the way up until that fateful night when they were killed. He wants so badly to make the responsibility someone else's. We even saw that in the reports that he wrote for the court. He excusing criminal behavior by pointing the finger at the parent or the judge or the therapist or the schools. No, John, hear me, okay? It may help one day. It may help somebody important one day. Yes, we are influenced in a multifactorial manner in many spheres of our lives, from the time we are born, even how long our parent lets us cry before they respond. That is formative upon personality. But the truth, the absolute 100% truth is this: if I act, if a moment brings me to a second in time, and I say in my head, oh, what the hell, and I pull the trigger, that is my responsibility only, John Matthias. It's not my mommy's responsibility. It's not my dad's responsibility. It's not the wealth that I may or may not have grown up with. None of that. If I make the choice to act, it is on the hands of one person, John. No, nothing else. There are no excuses. There is understanding. You go into therapy and you have somebody help you kind of navigate through these formative life events that happened to develop awareness. But where does that awareness then lead to, John? What does a person do with that awareness once they have it? Oh, then they have a responsibility to change it if they want, right? That's the part you never get to, John. You got this little bitty finger that's going, it's your fault, and 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 it's your fault. No. I can speak for myself and probably everyone else in here. I've had moments of great triumph and adulation, love in my life. And I have had moments of heartbreak, excruciating betrayal, terrible, terrible anger. I've had it all. I've been the victim to the worst, and I've been the recipient of the best. And at the end of the day, anything I do, that's on me, nobody else. I don't get to say that I'm going to be a shitty person because I had a shitty mom. I don't get to say that, John. You might try that, John Matthias. You might give that a try. I'm just curious, everybody that's in here, if your life has been a mixture, I would agree with that, Pro Red Eye. I think he does have a lot of psychoanalytic influence, which is kind of interesting, right? it's kind of interesting in a world where psychoanalysis has been dramatically decried. People have turned their backs on Freud and his teachings. They recognize his teachings toward the end as being the rantings of a crazy man, a drug addict. His daughter definitely has more professional esteem and acceptance. But even in those late career psychoanalysts or those people that are kind of started out with the psychodynamic orientation, even those people, if you really get into their reading, their writings and look closely at their work, you begin to see where they sort of leave that psychodynamic sphere and they go into things related to like cognitive behavioral or dialectical behavior, that would take the influences of your past but superimpose upon those influences. That ultimate responsibility lies with what you think, feel, and do. And therefore, you have a responsibility to alter and manage what you think, feel, and do. And unfortunately, John just doesn't ever get there. So, I was dismayed when I saw them on the Ruby Frankie documentary on Hulu. It's such a farce. Their popularity is a farce. Look, when you see a lady who is supposed to be a trained professional therapist, journalist, her husband is a psychologist. They know that the camera's rolling because they're talking, and you see her with her big jug of water and her little white pill or little blue pill of Xanax, and she goes, this is not normal. Okay. If the camera's rolling, you don't say, oh, I think I'll just be able to hide behind this glass and take my pill here and nobody will know. And there's her psychologist husband. And you don't think that he goes, Lauren, honey, do we have a problem? Like, are we struggling with the pills now because you took a pill while the camera was rolling? Like, you couldn't wait 30 minutes or an hour before we finished? Like, you had to how often are you dosing? He just didn't even seem to notice it. He just seems like, listen to me talk about my very important books. Let me tell you, that Brad Pitt, he's a honey bunny. Stop. My address is Blue Pill Xanax, is a light orange oval shaped pill. Well, that shows you how much I know about Xanax, Zelda. One would think she should seriously be camera aware, but no. I actually have reason to believe that it's not Xanax. I have reason to believe that it's probably more likely to be opiates. So, and maybe I'll make a video one day and talk about opiate withdrawal behavior that we see in the withdrawal, and because that's but I could be wrong. It could be Xanax. I don't know. I'm not there. All right. I've never bothered with Hulu. Always meant to watch that Under the Banner of Heaven because I've known of Mormons to disown family members that had a copy of that book. Wow. So scary. Yeah. Oh, Viagra's a little blue pill. Okay. That would explain her staying awake. It's so messy here on the streets of Utopia.
Oh, Lauren, Lauren, queen of the screen. With Botox so tight, you look like a dream. But your skin's so thin, it's like tissue paper. One wrong word and poof, you're a vapor. Hey, Lauren, Lauren, toes all sore and red. From folks stepping on them, now you're crying in bed. People are mean, you wail through the night. But you swing at victims' kin with pitchforks in hand.